Okay, so I just watched the 3rd episode of WandaVision. Absolutely loved it. Here's my initial reaction. Spoilers, obviously. I'll go more in depth in Easter eggs and predictions for future episodes. I just need to go to work. So this is just initial review of the episode, which again, spoilers. Amazing. Go watch it if you haven't. I'm definitely enjoying WandaVision a lot more. I talked about in my first review for episode 1 and 2 how I don't like sitcoms a lot. I like sci-fi fantasy shows based on comic book characters, stuff like that. So sitcoms don't really do it for me. I get the appeal, the nostalgia of going through the decades, but overall I'm just kind of, alright, this is cool. I just want to see more of the weird shit. And we definitely got more of the weird shit in episode 3, and Vision starting to realize, wait a second, something is definitely going on. And I said in my predictions video and also in my review of the first 2 episodes that I think Wanda is the person doing this, and I'm so happy that this episode basically is giving more weight to that theory, because everyone else was screaming at me that no, someone else is doing this to Wanda, she's trapped in it. But I think it's very clear that Wanda created this pocket reality, this pocket dimension. S.W.O.R.D. is outside it. I did do a video doing the lore of S.W.O.R.D., so if you're curious, it's like a quick 2-minute video. Super easy. Watch it. Maybe a card will pop up, I don't know. My thoughts so far on this are just that Monica, or Geraldine, the name she's going by, she's part of S.W.O.R.D. She went into the pocket reality to try to figure out what is going on. She ended up just getting under the influence because we know Wanda fucks with your brain. And once she was spit it out, because you do not bring up Ultron in front of Wanda. You fucked up. And she booted her out. So now she's probably going to remember, oh shit, my name's Monica. I came in here because I work for S.W.O.R.D. and I'm trying to figure out who's doing this to Wanda. But in reality, Wanda's doing this to Wanda. Now, I'm still not denying that she could have some outside influence or help. Mephisto, maybe the Grim Reaper is fucking jacking off around there. Who knows? That guy. Love him. Need to do a video on the Grim Reaper. I did talk about him in my predictions video. I fucking love him and his legion. I would want to be a bad guy just so I could be part of his group and have some of the stupid powers that some of his men have. I feel so bad for her because you can tell that he is just stuck in this pocket reality. He's most likely not part of S.W.O.R.D. I still believe Agnes is Agatha, but I feel like that's just a common theory at this point. Don't shame me. I'm a basic bitch. But I really enjoyed seeing the breakdown of the reality and all the times that Vision was figuring it out or trying to question, and the legitimate fear on their faces. Also, holy shit, Wanda, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Going back to Ultron, I said this is my initial reaction, okay? Calm down, I'm allowed to be all over the place. Wanda was terrifying when she kept asking Monica, what did you say? No, about my brother, what'd you say? I was like, oh shit. So happy Wanda didn't actually kill her. I mean, we knew she wasn't going to kill her because she's Monica, but still. I was a tiny bit worried that maybe she'd be dead for a little bit. Love the aesthetic of this episode. 60s, 70s hair and clothing. I just think it's absolutely fabulous. Much, much better than the coming 80s. Wanda going through her pregnancy all through one episode was absolutely fantastic. Love seeing all her powers kind of fritz out. I think my water broke as it's raining inside their house was just so fantastic. Love that they had the twins just like they did in the comics. They did the same name. Very cute. Names, excuse me, very cute. It'll be interesting to see if they have the same accelerated rate of growth and if we see them becoming full adults by the end of this season. And then, I don't know, perhaps they disappear because they're not real and that's not really Vision. Or maybe they're going to be in another show that the MCU is putting out. You just never know with Marvel. Disney is just firing those live-action TV shows. The Calgon Take Me Away commercial, loved it. Also that still Wanda's trauma of the past is bleeding into these commercials, into her pocket reality that she created. So that is really cool to see. And really, it is a little bit disorienting to be in this, what is obviously a sitcom. And so your brain is like, oh, this is what I'm watching. This is a sitcom. And then the little things happen that show that this isn't normal, and it's so off-putting. And I feel like it shouldn't be, because we know that something wonky's going on, but how they're doing it and how they're just making it seem like such a normal sitcom, and then the crazy shit just starts to bleed in, makes it so much more just uncanny. Okay, I'm gonna talk about spoilers for my predictions in the future, which is based off some things that might predict what's going to happen in this season. Not for sure, obviously, but also if you don't want to potentially be spoiled, I guess just like, subscribe, and don't keep watching. Bye. So I think definitely Agnes is Agatha Harkness. She knows exactly what's going on. I think maybe she entered the pocket reality because Wanda was having this mental breakdown from all her trauma, all her loss, and Agnes is trying to find a way to perhaps bring Wanda's mind back into a calm, logical state, and definitely not what she's in right now, where she's just created this whole reality to deal with everything she has lost. I think just like in the comics, it's going to be Agatha that tells Wanda, hey, those kids, they're not real, they need to go, but also that she's trying to help Wanda and teach her to control her powers, and it's just a slow thing to make sure that her psyche stays as even keel as possible, and she just doesn't go off the fucking deep end, because we see what Wanda can do when she goes off the fucking deep end. Also, think about the horror of realizing that you're in this fucking nightmare of a reality created by a woman that had a mental breakdown, and you have to play the part because you're so terrified of what she'll do to you. I'm kind of hoping this is opening up for Wanda to become the bad guy going forward in the MCU. Like, she's actually being controlled by another dimensional being, or maybe not even controlled, but she has a deal with him, or decides, yeah, I'm not gonna be with the good guys for a while. I'm gonna go over here and do this, because being with the good guys just fucking sucks. I didn't like Paul Bettany as much in this episode. I loved him in episode 1 and 2. I just raved about his performance. I still think his performance was great in episode 3. It wasn't as good as episode 1 and 2. Elizabeth Olsen, I feel like she really did a great job this episode, a much better job than I think she did in episode 1 or 2, or at least I liked her acting better in this episode. It's kind of weird. I liked Vision better in episode 1 and 2. I liked Wanda better in episode 3, and the actors' respective acting with those episodes. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go. Bye.